Hello my dear Libra, this is your love and spirituality reading for the month of February 2019 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Aquarius season, so happy birthday all Aquarius out there. I read for the signs in order of most liked videos, and you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your appreciation, and it really helps if you click the like button. It helps my channel. So this is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising sign. The reading can go both ways. The drama is the same, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So for this reading I will use the Crystal Tarot by Elisabetta Trevisan, and I will start shuffling your cards. So my dear Libras, when I open your deck here, I see a little Knave of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So what can we say about this? Knave of Wands, it's a messenger, and it's a messenger, it's like our soul wants to, it's aiming towards what is your longing, okay? And in this case, it's the Queen of Wands. So Queen of Wands might be an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius person. And I'm thinking it shows that you are passionate about something, that you want something passionately. It also might be dealing with self-respect and self-love, knowing your value, knowing your worth, or at least being on the track of getting to know your value and your worth. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have the Three of Swords with this Queen of Wands. So some of you might have been heartbroken by a Queen of Wands. And in this case, you might feel like this was a real bitch, because the Queen of Wands it's a witchy energy. She's the person that goes around with a black hat, that kind of energy. But it's very, it's a very well experienced energy. So I'm thinking, if you have been through some kind of heartbreak, it has given you a beautiful experience. We can also see that this person is standing on a silver arrow down there above, like a chess colored floor. So what I'm thinking is that this is a person with a plan. It's like they have an ultimatum, an agenda, a plan. And it's almost like it's a little bit hidden. We can see the secretive foot there. So it might be that you or someone else has a secret plan, okay? And either it has been giving you heartbreak, or you have this plan because of a heartbreak. It can be a little bit different. So I call the four archangels in the four corners of the world. And here we see the Six of Wands with the Three of Swords. So it's like someone is trying to overcome heartbreak, or to kind of master heartbreak, to not let heartbreak become an issue anymore, or to not let heartbreak lead you, but actually it's like getting on top of things with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is also messengers again, but it's messengers about win-win situation, maybe about how to end a heartbreak. So it might be that a fire person in your life might reach out to you to end some sort of heartbreak, or you might be reaching out to them because you want to end the heartbreak. But the best way to end heartbreak is to start loving and respecting yourself, because that will make you being able to know the plan for yourself. What's the best way for you to move forward with your life, to become happy? Okay, if you are in tune with yourself and love yourself, finding your way won't be a problem. So I call the six elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit and ether, to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Libra viewers. So I want my dear Libras to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So my dear Libra, it's done. So I will just tune in to you, Libra, and the energy of February for a few seconds here. So my dear Libras, this is your future there. This is your now, and this is your past. So in the past we have the Sun. So it's the card for Leo or possibly Gemini with these two twins. But it's a card of, it's the highest card representing love in the major arcana. Showing the holy matrimony between two people that's whole, so between their souls, we can say. So it might be a soulmate relationship that you're dealing with here. It might also be talking about the truth, because the Sun reveals everything that was hidden in darkness is being seen by the Sun. So it's we have a saying in Sweden that something that's lost in snow will come back in spring. You will find it in spring. So that is kind of the way of the Sun as well. The things that's lost in darkness will be found again when we shed light on it, or when light comes back. So it seems like there's some kind of great epiphany here, which we have found out maybe what we are passionate about, what we want to have growing in our lives, what we really love, what we really dream of, all these kind of things. So the Sun is making things grow. It's what sustains our life. So we can say that love is like that. Okay. That was the past, and this is the now. And in the now we have Five of Swords. So it seems like you had something in the past that gave you great joy, or you had something in the past, the situation which was revealing some kind of truth. Sometimes when the truth come out, it's kind of ugly, and it doesn't make us happy at all. First the truth will piss you off, and then it will set you free, someone said. So, and here with the Five of Swords, it's conflict, someone trying to win over another person. It came to mind the same saying that I think came for, was it Aquarius? I'm not sure. Aquarius, probably. I seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. It's from the song Hallelujah, I think, with Leonard Cohen. Yeah, okay, so I think you have had that song in the past. It has come true for some of the signs. But anyways, it's talking about that love, the one that wins in love is the one that yields. It's the one that shows vulnerability, shows an open heart, shows a willingness to work, not the one that tries to step over the other person and show that they are all powerful, or they are the one that should have the attention on them, or the one that is like a know-it-all in a relationship is probably not going to be successful in their relationships. But here it's like there's some underlying battles. Maybe someone is trying to get the upper hand of you and to kind of win over you instead of showing you love, is what I'm feeling. Okay. So, and here we have your future, and we have there an Ace of Swords. So more of the truth that came with the Sun. Sometimes, yes, the truth will piss you off, but it will also set you free when it has done so. So there seems to be some uncomfortable truth you need to embrace, and when you have kind of accepted the truth for what it is, it will make you being able to move forward. The Ace of Swords is also victory, as is the Five of Swords, even if the Five of Swords has been built on other people's backs or them losing. It's not win-win situation like with the Six of Wands. Here it's about blood, sweat and tears, a victory at last. So it seems like you have a mission in front of you, and the first part of it is to acknowledge the truth, even how painful it is, and then to deal with it, to have it as a beacon for your future actions. Again, the Ace of Swords is talking about messages. So we have both Page of Wands, Six of Wands, and the Ace of Swords, talking about messages coming through. So it might be that you are communicating very rapidly with the divine, getting a lot of insights, a lot of information, as with the Sun. Maybe there's a situation where you're being radiated with the truth, having a lot of epiphanies. It might feel very tiresome when we are exposed to these kind of energy. We might get very exhausted. It's like trial by fire, and it can be very painful as well. I haven't seen so much traces of that. It seems more uncomfortable than painful. But if you have certain symptoms, headaches, feeling tired, feeling anxious, unsettled, it can be because you are being exposed to very highly frequency energy that wants to give you some kind of knowledge or some kind of epiphany. Sometimes it can just be, a stupid person having right, telling you something, and it makes you feel like nauseated because you don't want them to be right. Or you are doing someone like that, telling them the truth and making them like, they don't want to know your truth, even if it is the truth. And here is your past, and we have a little Knave of Swords. I have seen this card in this position for many of the signs, so I'm thinking it has some kind of astrological significance. Knave of Swords is air energy, and it's talking about kind of a child that has been at some point traumatized and therefore have started to have some serious survival skills. We can see this person being armed, even though it's kind of a baby. Page of Swords is usually a person up to the age of 21, and they are also heavily garmented with a protecting like this cloth here, mantel in Swedish. I don't know the name in English currently. And they also have the iron helmet and the sword that's almost as big as the person, and a chessboard again. So this is someone trying to calculate the best way forward to not get hurt, to slay down their enemy, to be able to protect themselves. I'm feeling a very distinct feeling of, I'm not going to let them get me again. I'm not going to let them hurt me like that again. So I'm thinking, that's why I'm thinking that someone has been traumatized at some stage and become very protective of themselves. So this is not a bad person. It's a wonderful, sweet little person inside of there. But they might be uncomfortable to deal with because they will be very rapidly jumping to the conclusion that someone is out to get them. So they might be very piercing with their word and like a little bit of a small yapping dog that thinks that everything is dangerous. It's not like they are cowardly or something. It's just that they expect things to go south or be to not go great. Okay, so they are expecting things to be challenging and people mostly to be challenging or disloyal or not loving. So it's a person having not such a great positive attitude towards the world, but actually being rather suspicious. Might also be a person watching other people and seeing what they are doing and kind of collecting data about them and knowledge, so they know their next move. So it's a little bit manipulative energy, but it's not because it's evil per se. It's more self-protective. Yeah, okay, so next card here is the Chariot. So this little entity here has the access to the Chariot. So the Chariot is a situation where we feel enhanced, we feel powerful, we feel like we have things under control. So, and of course, by playing chess and being manipulative or overly protective of your own persona or their own persona is going to make them feel all powerful. But the good news with the Chariot is that the person can sit there in their chariot, but it won't be able to move forward before they start to collaborate and cooperate with others. It's a non-moving progress if we, the card is a little bit my way or the highway, but the story it tells is that these two energies needs to work together to get the show on the road. So this person thinks that they have control and they have their shit together, so to speak, but they don't know that the world is still going to be able to surprise them with unpleasant challenges, telling, okay, so you think you can do this on your own, you won't be able to, you need to have a couple's horse here or another energy which you infuse with your own to get the fuel to move forward. So I'm thinking that's going to be, or was, a surprise for this person since it's in the past. Yeah, and here we have the Fool. So we have a page that's a child, and here we have the Fool that's also a child. This is the other side of the child, the positive side of the child that wants to explore life, wants to live fully, wants to be passionate, wants to jump the gun, wants to jump over the cliff. So this is probably the other side to this. We can actually see their colors. Here we see this color in that Sphinx, and here we see that color in that. So these are the two energies that needs to be fused together to get your show on the road. You can't only be, or this person can't be, it can be a person outside of you. Usually they're mirroring something inside of you. A person, you can't only be calculating, smart, protective. If you want something done, you also need to access this part of you that's positive, courageous, foolish, reckless, naive, blue-eyed, jumping into things without thinking, because that's the ignition power. Later on you can use this to kind of adjust your situation, but this is the ignition power that's needed, so to get this show moving forward. But it seems like it's a very young energy for some reason. We have two very young energies here, and we have two children, the Fool, and that's a major arcana card, and a Knave, that's a minor arcana card. So there's two children here. There might be a twin flame situation, and both twin flames needs to come together, but this needs to happen first within you, this holy matrimony, okay? Well, next card, it's the Emperor in the midst of all this. So the Fool is numerology speaking, it's 22. The Emperor is number 4. So both the Fool and Death is connected to the Emperor. I just had this speech when I was doing Capricorn, which have the Fool and the Emperor in just this order, but they had them down here. So it seems like by being able to infuse both your a little bit suspicious child together with your more optimistic child, you also seem to be able to access your divine masculine side, because the divine masculine is built kind of on a little boy that needs to grow into a man. The Fool, the Emperor and Death, it shows like the ages of man, a person that's born, living on their peak, dying, a kingdom that's born, living on its peak, declining, the rise and fall of civilization. So there's something going on here, some kind of process where a person is maturing into an adult masculine person. It can be a female or a male being like this. It's the male side to them that's growing, finding their way forward. So it's very beautiful. And this person looks at the child, so they realize that the child needs to be on the journey to adulthood. If we try to disconnect from the child to become adult, we will lose our inspirations and we won't be really adult. We will just be fake adults. But by integrating the soul and the child, we become a real grown person because we have been aligned with ourselves. So we don't deny who we are anymore. So we become a very authentic person. This is the Chariot is Cancer, Sagittarius energy, and this is Aries energy for you. That's interesting of what kind of signs you might be dealing with. Next card here is the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is also, as the Emperor, someone that's serious, and this person is serious for the long haul, wants to build legacies, okay, wants to build on something that is able to be inherited. So building a name for yourself, building a business for yourself, building a long-lasting committed relationship for yourself. This is the husband, the one that owns companies. This person is the one that rules the kingdom, like the whole country, but this one rules the smaller aspect of the material world, like putting in effort to finding your life purpose and building up that life purpose, or finding your house you want to live in and build up that house, finding the wife or the husband you want to be with and building up that relationship, getting kids, building legacies, okay? So this is like a journey from boyhood to manhood is what I'm seeing. So it seems like your masculine side has been putting itself into place and realizing that I can't only be protective and cool and disengaged. I also need to have my ignition to be able to build empires, okay, to be able to build my life, to be able to know where I'm going, to be able to fulfill my dreams or reach my goals. So it seems beautiful. It was a little bit touch and go there with this energies, but it seems like everything was put into the right place, and you have grown. You have become much more mature. You have become you're not always only playing it safe. You also ignite a little bit of this is like a dream spell. It's like I'm seeing like someone sparkling out this Tinkerbell thingies and making things happen, like dreams happen. Here it was a little bit of stale energy, someone that thought they could do it all alone and that they could, you know, have only one aspect of themselves ruling themselves, but then finding out that I need to be alive, I need to be more if I'm to be able to fulfill my dreams. So letting the dream in, being courageous enough to dare to dream and dare to hope and dare to be positive and dare to, you know, risk yourself instead of just playing it safe. So that's beautiful. It's kind of what Libra has been working on for a very long time. And this is the now, and we have a 9 of Pentacles underneath the Knave of Swords. So this is a card of singlehood, like a person being single and building their life for themselves. So when we learn that we can take care of ourselves and we don't die if we are alone, and we learn that we have a lot of capacity so we are able to fulfill our own needs, that makes us more secure, more calm, more confident people. So this seems to be the lesson that the little knave needed to learn, or the little page. That it doesn't matter what my parents once told me because I'm doing fine on my own. So this is also an important lesson for adulthood, and it's also making you being less codependent to broken situations, because when you love yourself and love being in your body, loving what you're doing, you are not going to free willingly put you in a disastrous situation or a situation that's not healthy. So you value yourself too much for that. And that is what the 9 of Pentacles brings. It can be a little bit arid, can feel arid because it's only one person building on their own garden. But that's the pre-state before you can come into union with someone else. It's when you start to love and appreciate your own company. And value yourself, then other will also be able to appreciate you and value you, and you can also better love other people when you love yourself. And here we have a 2 of Pentacles, so it's kind of the 2 wheels here in the Chariot. So something is cooking here, something is oscillating back and forth. It's some kind of choice that needs to be made and some kind of progress that needs to be done that takes us out from the comfort zone and makes us need to grow. It's a feminine symbol in the reversed here. So it kind of shows life growing, okay, upwardly. It's I think the feminine here it's almost looking like a uterus, so the stargate to which seeds are being born. It's hard for a seed to crack open from this, you know, the shell, the protective shell, and to break free to reach the sun. It's a journey that it needs you to be courageous to open up like that. But if you don't open up, you can stay as the seed for thousands and thousands of years, but never living in the face of the sun, never really growing to your potential. So coming out of the seed, it's a now or never kind of energy, where we we kind of bet it all on something, because when we were in the seed, in the protective state, we could have stayed there for eons. But now when we decide to grow, it needs to be the right circumstances. The sun needs to shine, it needs to be warm, but it also needs to come rain so the seed won't die. So sometimes we hibernate. We don't get the right kind of circumstances where we can blossom and be in love, for example, or dream our dream. We just are in a survival mood. But here it seems like life wants to come to you, and you might need to be able to be open for it. Okay. Next card, really central, is a 2 High Priestess. So I'm getting a little bit of shyness here. It's like you're too fragile for this world, so therefore you need to be very protective and know exactly the right time when to put that seed to ground and start growing. It's like you're already in the ground but starting the growth process. So it's like you're looking at everything, listen to your intuition, listen to your feelings, judging what people are saying around you and looking, is this the right time? Is this the right time? Is this the right time? Because you don't want to sparkle your seed out from the shell before it's the exact right time. So I think it's a little bit shyness. Most seeds, they just start to grow. They can't help it. They just start to grow. They don't choose. And seeds can land everywhere. They can land on cliffs or in the ocean or on a house or asphalt in the city, and it still tries to grow, even if it means it dies there. But for you, it seems like you don't want to grow anywhere which it's not the perfect potential for. So I don't know what's with your seed, if it's so special that it's so valuable, maybe that it needs this once in a lifetime or once in the eon's time kind of chance. Okay, so see where it goes. 7 of Pentacles, it's the lace. What's going on with Libra? Always this lace. So you think you're too fragile for this world, and no, it's not the time. You don't want to show yourself. You're going on hiding in the wardrobe again, or backing into the garage, not using the splendid car because maybe it will get some scratches if you drive it down the road. So 7 of Pentacles underneath the Emperor, it's like you're hibernating again. But I'm used to seeing this with you, Libra. You're almost on the brink of like having some kind of breakthrough, and then you're back into this hibernation, and now you're in hibernation, obviously. In the past, it seems like you had your shit together, everything was in the right place, you were ready to do something courageous, you had the manpower here with both the Emperor and the King of Pentacles. You had the self-love, the self-respect, and then comes some kind of doubt where you feel, no, this is not the right time. And we have a 6 of cups. It's a card of reconciliation, but it's the childhood and past life cards, and it comes underneath the King of Pentacles. So I'm thinking some of you might want to reconcile with King of Pentacles. It's Capricorn, can be Taurus or Virgo as well. Or it's about making a home for your inner child, being able to be the adult person that makes you being able to grow wherever you are. If you are able to hold this masculine side and be protective towards you wherever you go, there won't be any danger for you to start living a little. Okay. So it can also be someone having second guesses with you, maybe wants to commit to you. This is a committal person. Maybe before they were too protective and didn't want to, or you were like this, that you were too protective and didn't want to. But here it's like you're holding your horses, and what's left there is some kind of longing towards the past. Here we had the 5 of Swords. So I'm guessing this past was a little bit troublesome, maybe with a lot of conflicts, a lot of disasters. Magician, 6 of Pentacles, we have the Knave of Wands, Temperance, Justice, that's you. So what I'm seeing here is something that could be a potential where we could like speak out and make some kind of friendship here. Again, speaking out. This is the second card for love. We have the Sun, that's the third. And this is when we are so attracted to some person, but scared. So it's like you want to keep your balance. So you're not allowing any disturbance in your life or any passion. But then instead you go on longing for being alive. So I think that maybe it would be better to actually be alive than to longing to be alive. Maybe it could be better to actually take a chance and risk, and actually maybe even losing. That's more being alive than just hibernating. Even if you lose and die, at least you won't be stuck in the same situation. You will move on. It's not like the end of the world. If you die, your energy is eternal, and you will continue, but in a new shape and form, something that has transformed. It's almost like you are a vampire living for thousands and thousands of years, but not being able to have family or children, or just being able to build on your riches and your power, but it's like you're not really alive. You might be dealing with a person that's like this, or you are like this. And if you're dealing with a person that's like this, I don't see much hope. It's like they want to reconcile with you, but they are too scared of things getting messy. So they don't dare to take the leap, or to take this act of faith and jump over the cliff, which the Fool suggests here. It's like, no, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe later, maybe next lifetime. Okay. And here we have your future. So it's a Four of Swords. Yes, we take it another day. We delay it for tomorrow. It's better that I'm on my own. It's better that I'm not engaging in this dream project. It's better I do something like my own thing or nothing. So Four of Swords is like a death scene. It's nothing is happening. Nothing good, nothing bad. We just hang on to life by a thread. And it's Libra, actually, the Four of Swords there. And then we have a Four of Pentacles. So I'm thinking you have oscillated back to a previous state. We have here 4, 2, 4. These two were once a couple in the early dawn of man. This is Lilith and this is Adam. And Lilith was too headstrong for Adam, so he really didn't want her. He exchanged her for Eve. Actually, that's the story, but the real story is that Lilith got upset with Adam because he wasn't comfortable with her being on top with the lovemaking, so she got really upset and left for the desert. And it's like you're still there in the desert, Libra, and you haven't come out since because people are making you so disappointed, or they are not. It's better to stay in the desert than to live and risk being, that someone says that there's something wrong with you, or you're not worth their time and their effort, or that what you want is not something you can get, so to hell with it. So better I stay in this desert-like situation. And the High Priestess, she can stay in the desert for, she's like that seed. She has her own inner, like rich inner life, which she can thrive on. And she don't need anyone else. She has this great connection with the divine and with herself. And it's like a person meditating their whole life. So no action, but a lot of meditation. Okay. And protective shell. Very, like 2 thick layers on this seed. And the Hermit as well. So you're so funny. You're so funny. Okay. Fool, High Priestess, Hermit. I don't think the child has so much fun in this triangle here. This is Virgo again. So Pisces. And the Fool is just your soul, kind of. So these two, they are getting along just fine. Sitting in a cave, or being the Oracle of Delphi, or and not really taking part of life, but having all the answers of what life is. But the poor Fool, they are bored in this situation. They don't want to sit in a temple all day, or sit in a cave for the 40 years. So I'm thinking you're missing out somewhat, but if this is who you are, this is who you are. If you don't want to expand your borders, more dreaming about the past and, you know, not moving into the future, it's fine. We have free will. We can stay in the seed for eons if we want. And here we have the seed. And it comes underneath the Emperor and Seven of Pentacles. So I'm thinking it's like two sides here, what I'm seeing. Okay, someone hibernating free willingly. Okay, they have decided to hibernate. They have like a spark of energy which they want to share, but they don't. And here it's like they're waiting here for the divine masculine to take some action. So maybe Lilith is waiting for Adam to seek her out in the desert and say, okay, I'm fine with you being on top. I will try to not be intimidated. So that may be what's needed for something to hit off again. We have the Chariot also, High Priestess, and the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like she's holding back here for forward movement until she gets her will through. So if that makes any sense. Yeah, and here death comes. King of Pentacles, Six of Chalices, and Death. And it's Scorpio. Yeah, and it's connected with the divine masculine. I said 22, 4, 13. So I think the divine masculine inside of you or inside your partner need to change. Okay, the masculine part needs to yield, kind of, and accept defeat. I see in your flag on the marble arch, love is not a victory march, it's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. And there's only one God, and that's death, if you have seen the Game of Thrones. So death rules, change rules. We have a minor arcana change and major arcana change. We have death scene and actual death here. So something wants to change and be forever changed. And I'm thinking it's the power. Like it's about power this. Someone wants to hold the power and not give away the power because they don't want to feel vulnerable. Maybe Adam felt vulnerable with Lilith on top. He felt like not in charge or not in control. And I'm thinking this reading is about giving up on control. Someone is not giving up on control and probably not supposed to, but another person needs to give up on their control and risk death. It's about, we saw with this Six of Pentacles as well that came somewhere there. It's about equality, like giving and taking equal measures. So maybe Adam can be on top the next time. Okay, it needs to be equality. Ace of Swords, some kind of truth, and this little Page of Chalices and the World card. Okay, so I'm thinking if you were able to do this, that's asked of you, that seems very, it's hard because it's like going over a threshold that you have not been able to do before because it felt bad. But if you do it, you will heal some old karma. Or if this other person do it, because it might be you needing to stay in this hibernation and another person needs to make this action to show that what you had was valuable, more valuable on who's on top, okay? So that will end a big cycle of karma and make you being able to move on and build on this seed for the future instead of having this argument on who's winning. Okay, I'm getting a headache. So I'm going to move on with notes from the universe on love and connection, and look what's the first card will be about what are they feeling about you, and the second card will be advice for you. So what they are feeling about you is you are adored. So remember that even if Adam let you go into the desert, you are adored. Don't be fooled by the players and don't be fooled by yourself. There's no one more lovable nor loved than you, and I know everyone precious the universe. So if you feel you have been played by someone and fooled yourself thinking that they loved you, you don't have to take that personally, because it was probably about that person's level of maturity and not about your value. And Lilith the high priestess, she know that, and she's going to not yield until she gets equal love back. And that makes you very, very loved for being able to sacrifice that much for such a high cause. It makes you beautiful and adored, and especially by the universe, but probably also by their players. They just try to keep control. That's why they are playing. And this is the advice for you. Start where you are. So it's about building a beautiful paradise in the desert for yourself, I'm guessing. If no one wants to play with you or only wants to play you, better to build something for yourself, I agree. The great thing about feeling deep, profound, earth-shaking love is that you can start with anyone next the universe. So start with yourself, that's my advice. And if Adam never comes, maybe there's a possibility of exchanging him or her, because it can be the divine masculine in a female or a male that's preventing them from stepping down from their high horse and acknowledging that there's something more important in this situation than who's on top of who. Okay, so maybe you will find someone that's more like you, another Lilith maybe. I'm talking about, I know there needs to be a union between the divine masculine and divine feminine, but if there has been already a delay of 2,000 years. Jesus came to teach us how to be equals, okay, to not have anyone on top of the other. And that didn't happen for 2,000 years. We are now in the end of this era of Pisces, and we are just starting to learn this. And if it's not possible for another 2,000 years for the divine masculine in us, everyone, each and every one of us, to admit to sharing power, maybe people with like mind needs to, amuse themselves during that period. So we won't have the same attraction towards a person. If you are a female, you will fall in love. If you are extremely female, you will fall in love with an extreme male. But in this case, you might need to logically choose the nice good guy instead of choosing Adam that wants to rule. Okay, so you might need to choose logically a person that is good for you, okay, if you want to not stay in the desert. In other case, you stay in the desert and you wait for this that will hopefully happen in our lifetime, okay. Yeah, okay, so I will take the next here, and it's about advice for you from the Oracle of Angels. What's going on with Libra? Awareness. Yeah, you're becoming aware. We have the Sun there, and Death, and Ace of Swords, and King of Pentacles. So you know how life should be to be valuable. You know the ingredients. You just maybe doesn't have the help from the other couple's source. It might be like that. So that's, I'm not going to shame you for sitting still in the boat. Maybe this is what you need to do. So practice living in state of awareness where you are conscious of every thought and feeling that passes through you. Start to notice the energy of these thoughts and emotions, and ask yourself if they are serving you, assisting you to live according to your true purpose and potential. If you find that they are not, make a conscious decision to change these thoughts and feelings in the very moment that you notice them to ones that are more positive and uplifting. I'm thinking this is a more of a natural process where we start to become aware. We just notice what we do without judgment. Okay, so, and now I can't stand to be in this argument, so I'm running away again. Interesting. And you just run away as you usually do, with awareness that you're actually doing so, and that you are doing so to maybe avoid a feeling, and the feeling is this feeling, it feels like that, it's located in this part of the body. And the next time, the same. You run, but you run with awareness, okay? And eventually you won't feel the need to run. Something will have changed naturally. So you might stay and say something instead. I feel like I want to run away right now. and the other person say, okay, can you tell me more? I don't feel valued in this situation. Okay, what can I do to show you that you are valuable? You could show me this, you could do this, you could say that. Okay, so that is what I will do. Will you be staying then? Yes. Okay, and there we have the change. So it comes naturally. All people won't have that kind of understanding counterpart, and that kind of shows why you were running in the first place. Kind of giving, you know, badge to you. Yeah, you knew subconsciously that they wouldn't care, so that's why you left. But we shouldn't leave without trying, or we shouldn't do this thing that we want to do that's destructive before we have even tried. So that it's important to try, because we can be locked in an unlocked room if we don't check the doors. Is they're locked or not? So we need to check, and the people that's there for us is the people that we should be with, not the people that said, well, I don't care how you feel, I don't care if you feel good or bad, I don't care about you. It's what it means, and then you don't have to care about that person either. So awareness. I'm conscious of each thought and feeling that I manifest. I am mindful of what I create in this universe. I am an expression of divine light. So beautiful. Okay, my dear Libras, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care. I also want you to feel welcome back to my March reading that I will perform in the middle of February. I will also do a pick a card reading in like 1st of February about what are they thinking about you. That's on a request from a viewer. Okay, so until then, take really good care and bye-bye.